episode 163 is in the books, and man, that was a lot of fun.
It was really a great experience getting to hear from John talk about being a bobsledder in the Olympics. I mean, that's one of the sports that I look at and I think, I don't know if I could do that.
Wow. I sat on the side of the mountain in Utah watching him do this for the trials, and it was absolutely, like, you get such a respect for how fast they're going.
Sure.
And just the athleticism it takes to do that.
Yeah. If I'm riding in that bobsled, I'm like the second, third, or fourth guy. You don't know what's going on. Like, that guy that's driving,
You're
you've
trusting
got to
the
be
driver.
really good friends with him, or he buys a lot of beer for everybody after the crashes.
Or both.
Probably a little bit of both.
Well, and it was fun to see that, to hear that Olympians are kind of in the family, too, because his sister-in-law's an Olympian. We mentioned that on the show. But for New Zealand, Bobby has a horrible New Zealand accent.
Here's the thing. Usually you're the one that's terrible at accents.
I usually bring bad accents, yes.
You always do. Almost. I don't think I've heard you do a good accent. No offense. No, you try, and that's part of the whole thing. You gotta try. I really thought I could bring it, and I fell flat on my face. I used to work at a summer camp with a bunch of Kiwis, and so I was able to make fun of. I was able to do their voices.
I never heard the term Kiwi.
Yeah, you never heard it?
Kiwi? No.
I'm trying to. I was gonna.
You're gonna do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna embarrass myself again on the video.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun talking to John too, and we'll definitely have him on the show again because what a great resource to have. Our 6-pack questions were pretty hard hitting this week. I think I had you thinking. I thought I'd get you on the first one about heroes.
Yeah, and I was, as soon as you started the question, I'm like, oh, this is a throwaway. He's totally lost this question because I've never watched Heroes. I never got into it.
No, and you're like, no. Next question.
Move on.
I'm like, oh, well, I thought about that one even.
Yeah.
No.
The 4 coaches that you named when I went through how many coaches in the NFL would you trade for, I think I'm right along with you. I don't know if I believe in Pete Carroll. Just maybe that's just the sour taste in my mouth.
You know I've
the
got
Super Bowl.
sour.
I know. Harbaugh's, I think, are great coaches, but it's weird hearing the stories coming out of San Francisco about the relationship with the GM not getting along. That's kind of, I'm not surprised, but I can't imagine that the owner wouldn't step in and be like, hey, look at what he's done to this team. This team was in shambles. You had a coach who would pull his pants down in the locker room at halftime a couple of years ago and said, kiss this.
Yeah.
The remarkable turnaround that he's done there.
Yeah, it is remarkable. What was also amazing to me is just that it was really only 4 coaches that I could think of that I would trade for. So that surprised me. It also surprised me that, okay, you're going to be an NFL player, right? Mm-hmm. I think God wants you employed.
Yeah, you can do so much more if you have that NFL money, that promotion, the media.
Yeah. Bobby's last call, the guy was like, "I'm done, I'm out." Yeah. God wants me to play for Seattle, so I'm not going to go to the combine.
And if you're Seattle right now, you're like, great, we don't have to draft him. We're just, if we want the guy, undrafted free agent. Like, don't waste a pick on this guy. We know he wants it here.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Much like riding in a cab in Chicago is always interesting, but I will have to bring like wipes with me now.
They're always a dirty thing, but I've never got into a cab and been like,
somebody had sex.
Stinks like sex in here. I've never had an opportunity. I'm glad I haven't had an opportunity. Yeah. And if you that J.D. story about what happened to an Oak Park cab driver.
Oh man, that guy has got to be fumigating.
Not only does he have the steep bill that has to get paid for their cab ride, but then he's got to go and clean out the back of his cab afterwards. How'd you like to be the people riding in that cab afterwards?
Not anyway whatsoever.
And the guy's like, you won't believe what the people were doing who were sitting in your seats right now. Oh, it's a little wet right here. Hey.
On that note, we hope you enjoy episode 163 as much as we did.